and welcome to Murphy's Garden, and you join me back in this area again. We did some work a couple of weeks ago now where we put in the metal edging, or Alistair put in the metal edging, and it identified that some of the lines were a little bit wobbly and needed to be corrected. So that's what I'm doing today, and got a new machine to help me along the way, so we'll have a look at that. When we put the metal edging in, there was we could see that some of the lines were a bit wonky, but also not just that, but the levels weren't quite right, and particularly on this part of the lawn behind me. It's a bit of sort of undulation in the ground, so we want to take this opportunity just to correct it all and get it true. The metal edging is, the levels are right, they're all completely straight, so anything that sort of meanders from that needs to be corrected. So what I'm going to do, I've got a large pile of earth which was taken from an area that we were working on somewhere else, Alistair's new work area. So it's full of stones, and it has got quite a lot of weeds in it as well, but it's lots of stones in it. So we want to use that, and in order to do that we need to sift the soil. So we've got this new machine to help us do that, and we'll use that soil to fill in any gaps, and also I'll reseed the area so that I want the grass to grow up against the metal. So I've got a big bag of grass seed. This is from the grass seed store in Gloucestershire, so we'll use that, and we'll just get to work. I think it's going to rain a bit later on, so it's a good time to do that. This is now October, so there's still a bit of warmth left in the soil, and it still has got time to germinate. So let's get to work. So this is a new toy that we've got which will help us no end in the garden. It's called a Scheppach Soil Sifter. Quite exciting to show you how it works. So I'll switch it on. So the key seems to be to put the soil a little way into the cylinder, not too near the edge, otherwise it tends to come out. So put it about halfway in, and then it starts to spin and very quickly sifts the soil. It's got this brush on the top which will just flick off any excess bits. This is a really good way of utilising this soil. It's really valuable topsoil, so we don't want to get rid of it, but we certainly can't use it as it is. So it's a really good way to filter it and reuse it. And also the other benefit will be using it on the compost heap, because we've got very big compost heaps now, and the more we generate, this will make it a lot easier just to sift that as well. So we're definitely going to have lots of use from this machine. So far really impressed with this machine. It's working very well, it's very effective, very easy to use. It's doing a great job of just going through all this. It spits the stones out the other end and into the wheelbarrow. We've got this lovely fine soil, topsoil, which we can use. So this is just to show you what we're getting. So quite nice stuff really. We've made a bit of an impact on the pile so far, and this is what's coming out the other end. So all these stones, quite a lot of stones, so yeah, really good. And now I can use this topsoil just to fill in this gap to bring the grass right up to the metal edging and make it look good. So what I'm going to do now is just got a bucket, and I'm just going to mix it in with the soil, and I'll do a top dressing of grass seed, and then I'll probably put a little bit more soil on top of that as well, just to try and stop the birds from eating it. So I'm just putting the grass seed mix into the edge and being very careful doing it slowly, because I don't want grass seed going over the edge and seeding all in the borders. And I'll just use a little bit more of the topsoil just to cover the grass seed and make sure the levels are now correct. I'll just use the roller now just to roll the areas, and that just ensures good contact between the soil and the seed, and also just make sure whether the levels are correct, or whether perhaps it needs a little bit more. As it sinks down, it might need a little bit more. And this area in the middle really suffered during the drought in the summer and was very quick to die. So I'm using this as an opportunity just to add a little bit extra nutrition to this area, some more soil, and I'll just give it a little top up of grass seed in this area as well, just to hopefully improve matters for next summer. And this area needed quite a lot of correction. This was a new little path that we put through. This was originally a border, and we just put some grass through, a little pathway through, and used some old turf that we'd cut out. So the levels weren't really ever right. So we used this as an opportunity to correct that. So we've taken probably 3 or 4 barrow loads of topsoil just to correct that, but it's certainly looking a lot better. And I'll just finish up by just rollering the area as well, just to ensure we've got the right height, and again, just to give good contact between the soil and the grass seed. So I'm all finished now, and it's been a lot of hard work, and in fact, it's quite surprisingly, I think it's taken about 10 barrow loads of soil, which you wouldn't really think, but I'll just turn it around and show you what it looks like. So quite a bit of work just to get the levels right, and we'll just wait for it to grow. This area particularly was not very level, so it really needed raising up a bit, but I think it gives the area just definition really, I think, and we'll just wait to see what it looks like when the grass grows. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully that will be a big improvement. The lawn edges will look really crisp and sharp for next year, and obviously a lot more easy to maintain too. So thank you very much for watching, and join us again in the next video. Bye for now.